all know that William did that on purpose. We all know that William ran in the back of him on purpose. Now, at that moment, it's in God's hands what happens to Denny, right?
Right.
It ain't,
act of God.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying,
Just like tornadoes. You never know.
Listen, he hits him. He could have exploded. He could have combusted.
Right.
Internally, he could have hit the wall. He could have spun into the pits.
Could have sunk into the core of the earth.
Yes.
I mean, no idea what would have happened.
That's true. So, but he did hit him on purpose, right? And so that's obvious. But per NASCAR's precedent, they ain't going to make a call until somebody comes out and makes it, an admission of guilt. Right? And I'm thinking, surely William knows enough not to do that. Well, he doesn't. He says so. He kind of says over the radio, he gets about halfway there, right? I ain't taking no more. And then he gets out of the car post-race and then fully admits it. So I would expect some sort of penalty coming because of that.
Yeah.
So if he says nothing post-race, per NASCAR's precedent, he wouldn't be penalized. I don't know if the pressure from Denny and his crew chief that they're putting on would maybe spring forth a penalty. But in the past, from what NASCAR's done, if you don't admit it, they don't get into the guessing game. That's pretty much it. Denny goes and tries to wreck him. Good thing that didn't work out. Guess it's hard to wreck these cars when they're going slow. It's probably best that nothing happened there for Denny because he certainly would have been penalized. It's interesting, Mike, because with Byron hitting Denny, he wouldn't have got penalized if he hadn't admitted it, going off of past history. But the way Denny was doing, if he wrecks Byron right there, I don't think you need an admission of guilt.
You don't think they would have penalized William even though it was under caution?
He could have said, hey, man, I'm looking at my gauges. I don't know. We've seen guys run in the back of cars. Anthony Alfredo plows over John Hunter Nemechek in the Xfinity race at Darlington. There are moments when caution comes out and the guy's not watching and paying attention. We know that that's not the case. But William could have used that defense and won the case, won his argument. But what would Denny would not.
Well, at that point it's retaliation and there's no questions, and so you
don't.
But
that's interesting to me.
Yeah.
That in one case you wouldn't need admission, and in Denny's case, if he does wreck Byron under that caution, NASCAR likely would have reacted immediately to that, or there would have been no conversation about should we penalize Denny on Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever this comes out.
Well, if they do it that way, then they got to penalize both. But I'm saying
I don't think so.
But you're saying, like, what if they would have penalized Denny in the race, but not William in the race?
No. What I'm
saying. So you're saying even
wow,
that's a big assumption. No, that's a big assumption that NASCAR would have done
anything
anything to William, though.
I want to make sure you hear me. If William gets out and doesn't say anything, Denny wrecks William under caution. I bet you William doesn't get penalized and Denny does.
That's interesting. Oof. Yeah, listen, you certainly could be right on that. We'll never know. But I think the bigger issue is, William, don't admit that stuff.
Well, true.
Come on, we got to do we need to go through some media training? What's going on? No. I mean, let the engine speak for itself.
This is a common mistake by drivers. I've made it. You get out of the car and you are not using all your brain cells in that moment. You're still a little bit angry over it. You're still a little bit, so William, he gets out of the car. I think he's got this thing where he feels like, I'm tired of everybody thinking about me as this, this school kid.
Yeah, this Liberty University.
Yeah, I'm tired of everybody looking at me at this as this. They ain't gonna push me around. I'm gonna let them know. And he's still in that moment when he gets out and a camera and a microphone is in his face. He's like, great opportunity for me to continue this narrative. I'm not gonna be pushed around. Yeah, I hit him on purpose. And then after the fact, you go, damn it. I should not have said I hit him on purpose.
Yeah.
There's really nothing else to that. There's no new revelation or anything, except for later last night, Denny gets on social media. Did you see Denny's tweets?
No.
Oh, Mike, got to get on Twitter, man. You have to do a little Twitter work before you come on the show.
Yeah,
so Denny goes.
I should at least go to Denny's every week.
So let's just go through some of his radio or conversations. So after contact with Larson at the end of stage 1, Mike, Denny says, you tell him I'm not lifting on the next one. And then after Denny gets spun by Byron, the crew chief comes over and says, I can't believe NASCAR didn't penalize him. And Denny said, I'll give him his penalty when he gets back here to me.
Oh, here we go. Do we have to have this conversation again about when Denny promises
one more,
punishment?
One more. Then Denny post-race. When I get a chance, they're all going to get it.
Oh, here we go, Denny. Denny talking big, right? That was on the radio. Okay.
Well, the post-race was, I think, in front of a microphone. But anyhow.
He did say it in the post-race.
Yeah.
I did hear that.
Denny's got a plan.
Here we go again. I know it. He's got a plan.
Come on, Mike.
We've had this conversation before, and it led to our big feud about whether Denny's paying back people. And now we're going to do this again.
We probably are.
We probably are.
Here we go, man.
Here we go. What does Kyle Petty got to say about it is what I want to know.
Yeah, all right.
All
So
right. You're loving this, though.
He's adding Byron to that long list.
Yeah.
This thing,
Get in line.
Yeah, this thing looks like one of them really ridiculous receipts you get from the grocery store.
Denny,
it's like 3 feet, and you're like, what the hell? I mean,
right. I didn't.
Why is it so long?
What's that line in Tombstone where Wyatt Earp's like, hell's coming with me?
Yeah.
Tell him I'm coming. And hell's coming with me. That's Denny.
Then he repeats it. I just watched that movie.
Tombstone?
Yeah.
It's never a bad time to watch Tombstone.
Tombstone comes on, you have to stop what you're doing.
That's right. That's one of those movies. That's right.
All right. So, what are we missing anything? What is there? Yeah. What else is there to discuss about this?
I think that's basically it. I think the NASCAR side of it, not recognizing it maybe, but.
Well, and it was funny because they didn't do anything about it. And then moments later, NASCAR Twitter posted the onboard from William Byron after they said, well, we didn't see anything. We'll look at it later. And moments later, NASCAR Twitter posted the onboard. So it was like self-incriminating instantaneously thanks to social media.
Optically, that looks pretty bad. And, Miller for NASCAR gets up there and says, we were watching this accident with Truex. I believe that, but there's a lot of people in that control room. And it didn't take – we got a production crew and all that. I know we're just totally focused on the moments, and it's easy for us to go, hey, man, roll that back, take a look at all the cameras and see if you find something. We do that in any instance when there's an accident or something to find. And most times we're successful. But
listen, it's also easy for them to watch your broadcast considering you're covering their live event. Somebody in the media center.
Yeah.
Anybody. I mean, I'm not saying to use your broadcast to rule the sport or to judge a sport, but however, if we're having a problem seeing things like rain at Daytona.
Yeah. Here's my problem with the NASCAR comment post-accident, post-race. Listen, even if they did see what Byron did to Denny, which I think somebody in that room saw it, somebody in that room put two and two together. No, just like everyone else in the world that was watching the race. I mean, was it that? Was it that?
When it was obvious.
It was obvious.
It was obvious.
And you're not even. Are you there?
No.
You're at home.
On TV. Yeah.
But at some point you were like, oh yeah, I know what's going on here. I mean, there for a second I'm seeing Denny slide through the grass, and to NASCAR's credit, I didn't go, well, Byron must have wrecked him. I'm looking at his tires going, hey, he's got a flat tire. What's going on with him? But seconds later, it all started to make sense. So I imagine somebody in that booth had that same thought. I would have not changed, or they would. I don't expect that they do anything about it. I don't expect them anything in the timeline to be different. But I don't think that they are going to change how they react to it. Okay, so that's all fine. But don't get to me at the end of the race and say, "Oh, we didn't see it."
You didn't see it. That's right.
Don't say that.
That's right. No, you're 100% right because
even if
that's inexcusable at that point.
Listen,
it's inexcusable to say
I'll be honest,
you're staging an event. Your best driver out there, arguably your best driver, is spinning through the grass on a day in which people are popping tires like fireworks. You didn't see it.
I just think you don't say that. Yeah. Right. You say, look, man, we're
going to take it back and we're going to figure it out.
It lights me a little bit.
We're going to look through all this and we'll sift through it and we'll sort it.
Yeah.
In the moment, I didn't think anything needed to be done. But I didn't think anything needed to be done to either one of those drivers. So that if I'm NASCAR, I just say, hey, man, we'll handle this. It's going to get handled. So there was that part. And then, Denny goes on social media. Can you bring some of them tweets up after last night?
Yeah.
Denny said something about Goodyear.
Well, yeah, they had the post race with the Goodyear guy. And Denny said, I'll pull up the exact tweet, but said something along the
Let's
lines
make
of,
sure we get the exact tweet. Yeah.
quit making excuses except for the 10 you just gave during that video.
It was like a comment to the video is no excuses except for the 10 you listed besides yourself.
Yeah. Man.
He was spicy on Twitter
He
last
was.
night.
He was. He commented about NASCAR. He commented to the Miller, not Robin Miller, but the Miller video. Scott Miller. About, he commented on that, being like, how could you have missed that? How could you say you didn't see that? In terms of contact with him and Byron.
Because it's your job.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
It's your job to see that, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I know, but I'm just throwing a highlight.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just reacting. So, okay.
You got another tweet?
I got it. Well, the one to the Scott Miller video, he goes, they missed it. What an effing joke. It played on the screen 5 times during caution.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, if you just click tweets and replies right now on Denny's page, he's sitting here. He was going back and forth with Gluck about, he was on the radio yelling at them, what happened? I challenged my spot. What are they even doing up there?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know that why Denny would make that, the source of his frustration and all since he was in it. But to be honest with you, I think his tweet about the tires and the Goodyear stuff is the bigger story.
If you like that conversation, you ought to listen to the entire download. The Dale Jr. download is available on all major podcast platforms. Hey guys, I'm here to tell you 3 reasons why I love our sponsor, Tire Pros. Number 1, Tire Pros loves cars as much as I do. Number 2, they have great service. Number 3, they're committed to getting you back out on the road. Plus, they've got this really cool logo.
Dale, that's 4 reasons.
And they have over 600 locations, 24/7 roadside assistance, a great selection, and a best-in-class tire warranty. Tire Pros, love the drive.